Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys. It's been a while since I've done a Liliac reaction. It looks like they have a new music video out. You guys have been really requesting for me to check it out with their new song, Not Afraid. It looks like it's an official music video. Let's get into it. I was been waiting for some original material from Liliac. Let's see what it's going to be like. For those who are new to this channel, just be prepared. I express myself 100% what I like, what I dislike. I always try to do it respectfully for the sake of conversation rather than an outright criticism of an artist. I think it makes it for a more interesting reaction. So we can discuss the things we like, we dislike, and so on and so forth. So let's get into the reaction, see what we got. Not afraid.
Your love is blinded by a desperation. I to make her just remember. You gotta play the game. I won't surrender to your lies. Not afraid, heartbreaker. Not afraid, not afraid. Mistreater, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of you.
Well, right off the bat, I really like the grooviness of the song. It has a lot of like bluesiness to it. There's a lot of this rock and roll, right? Like 80s, 70s style rock and roll and rock and hard rock. It just sounds really good and sonically pleasing. It's like they took the old school and brought it to the new school with their kind of Liliac sound that they do. This sounds great. Her voice, her raspiness in her voice, I think is very reminiscent of a lot of female vocalists also of the 70s and 80s. So far, I'm quite enjoying it. What I'm also enjoying it is the bass is a lot more prevalent right off the bat in the music.
A freak of nature. You're built to die because you got no fire. You're a fool. End the story. To stop the fucking dreams I won't believe what you say to me. Not afraid. Heartbreaker. Not afraid. Not afraid. Mistreater. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of you. Your love is blind. I'll go away. Leave me now. No falling fall for your pretty eyes. Yes, I should. I'll stay away. Immortal kiss will eclipse my mind.
Yeah, it's something I talked about from their last song. That I kept saying these two things that I wanted to hear a lot more of the bass, and I wanted to hear a lot more of the keyboards. And it looks like they've been really nicely written into the songs. The solo was just really nice. It's also music of a particular style. I think so. Like the Liliac really steps in and hones in on this particular sound. Everything from their logo, from the way they dress, from their attitude, everything screams to that Dio era, Rainbow era, Black Sabbath era style with slight modern sensibilities. And it's you either love that style, which I notice a lot of Liliac fans are of the older crowd because it reminds them of their youth and their time where they've kind of been grown up with the music of something like Ozzy Osbourne. uh, and you either love it, I think, or you don't. And I think it really works for Liliac. I love how much they step into it and kind of do this particular thing. I've quite enjoyed their growth because I think their singles, their own original music, is becoming better and better. They're refining the sound more and more, and it's just become. I'm not gonna say the word. It's not completely unique sounding music. Like I've heard something like this before, but it's just done really really well. And I've stressed this so many times. I know a lot of people take offense when I say that it's not unique, and somebody always has to kind of come out and defend it. I come from more of the perspective of this is a perfect example. You can take a sound that's been created before, you can play it with your own slight flavor on top of it, and you don't need to reinvent the formula to create really good music that people just absolutely jam out and have fun to. You don't always have to be the one that breaks the genre or introduces a new kind of genre. I mean, there's only so many times that's going to happen. Is how can you be that unique thing within the genre? And I think they've done that over time really well, and they've grown so much in their skills of writing the music. Yeah, I'm just kind of. I'm not gonna say if it's my favorite song that I heard from them. It's been a while since I've heard the other ones, but I am just purely enjoying it.
Illusions, they never change. Not afraid, heartbreaker, not afraid, not afraid. Mysteries, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Again, I also love their outfits. They all have this very goth, new age goth kind of thing going on. Like all I thought about was Anne Rice's interview with a vampire or Queen of the Damned. It really really looks nice. Even like their picture here, right? It has that very much a vibe. Again, Dio was a big fan of that as well. They wear their inspirations on their sleeve, and I think in this particular case, it's done tastefully and well. And yeah, I mean, I wish these guys just absolute luck and just keep growing. And they've been growing at a really kind of accelerated pace. I don't think many bands nowadays, especially just starting from YouTube, grow at this level of pace. You know, they get this much popularity. Whether it's warranted or not, that becomes, I think, a personal preference. I think you guys have no illusion when I talk about this kind of music that it's not particularly music I pick out of a hat myself, but every time I listen to it, I automatically enjoy it. And that's actually true of Rainbow and most of Black Sabbath music. I'm not a big fan of 70s metal, for example. I would consider Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, the metal, the beginnings of metal. I was never a big fan of that era. I respect it and what it stood for and what it did to for music. I just grown up being 34 years old. I grew up more with the 80s style bands like Slayer, Metallica, and stuff like that, the heavier stuff. But there's always an appreciation for this kind of music, and just good music is plainly good music. It doesn't matter what genre it is. And it's I'm happy to see always you guys down in the comments and how much you love what they're doing. So it like automatically signifies to me that they're doing their job right if it's impacting people in this kind of a way. And to see again, we've talked about. I always said I want to see how they're going to grow. They have been growing. Out of like every song, you can see that they're just getting better. And this production-wise also sounds really, really good. And I would love to hear your kind of feedback as well. How did you feel about this particular single? And kind of where does it fit for you in the pantheon of Liliac music? I would love to hear just an album from beginning to the end from Liliac. I feel like nowadays you need to release a bunch of singles before, or just a bunch of like unrelated songs until you kind of have like an album. I don't think many people really listen to a full album nowadays. I think people prefer something that's a little bit more digestible. With that being said, I'm rambling on. Guys, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there and keep it metal.